everybody. Welcome to another episode of Adjusting Success. This week, we will go through anything that you have questions on and leave it wide open for anything that you have. Now, some technical things. Sorry for last week. Simple thing, internet was down. Got no excuses about that. But another thing that's changed is we used to direct this show right to the Facebook group. So if you're part of Facebook Marketing 101 for chiropractors, we used to directly post this to the group, and we would have direct viewership there. But Facebook changed things at the end of April there. We can't do it anymore to the Facebook groups. Not allowed to put in any third-party video, which is okay. So now what you have to do is go to YouTube and do that. So I'm going to direct stream to my personal profile. Most of the people that follow me may or may not like the marketing stuff. That's okay. But then I'll be able to share it to the group that way. So if you see this video on my Facebook profile, it's because the group, we can't send it to the group anymore. So if you have any marketing questions, this is where we do it. Welcome to Adjusting Success, where we help you answer any marketing questions you have and try and help you grow and scale effectively. So I've got nothing on the agenda this week, but I've got tons of information to share. So if you have any particular questions in the comments section there on YouTube, you just start writing your questions and they pop up on my feed. I think it's got like a 1.5 second delay. Put them in there and we will start answering those questions. I'll give everybody a couple minutes to get on board. Hopefully you're finding us. I know there's been a little bit of a switch. So we're going to direct stream to the my personal Facebook page. So hi, Mom. And then we're going to share it to the group that way. Then I direct stream to my LinkedIn page, and then we direct stream to YouTube. Of course, that's where everyone kind of sees us. But in case you get disconnected or wondering what's happening, we used to do it nicely right into the group and ask questions there, and it was safe and it was all, so that's great. But that's gone. So now the YouTube channel is the nice, quiet, safe place where you go in there. It's mainly all DCs. So that's great too. So engage there, and I'm here for you. If you have any questions, ask away. I'm just going to pop up my Facebook page here and see if I can share this to a group. See if this works, if it will do a live feed. There we go. Adjusting Success. Let's see. Post. See how that goes. That might get some people. But if you have any questions, you put it right there in the feed. We'll see how that goes in the group. And we'll try that. It works. That's awesome. There we go. I figured out how to do it to the group. How great's that? I like it. Okay. We're in the marketing group again. Awesome. We're back, baby. Damn third-party apps. Okay. Questions, they got to come in. But if we're in the marketing group, I got to look at that comment feed and see if that's happening. Good. So 2 feeds. I got it. Sorry, I'm thinking out loud. That's how I do everything. Even when I'm adjusting patients, I'm like, man, you are messed up. I got to fix you. Say it out loud. Okay, so there we go. Here we go. So questions about marketing. Facebook has been a thing. Is it growing or is it dying? Should I keep investing in my Facebook ads? Should I keep investing in doing all this stuff? Or is Facebook on its way out? Is social media on its way out? It's not about anything in particular that's in or out. Don't stop and drop and roll yet. It's about what are the masses doing? What are your ideal clients doing? Don't worry about other industries. Don't worry about the blogs. Don't worry about anything. It's following your ideal client. So the best thing to do in marketing is the whiteboard marketing tactic. You put a whiteboard up in your waiting room. No questions asked. And then you just ask a new question each week or every 2 weeks. And you find out what your ideal clients eat, where, talk about, dine, travel to, stay at, hotels, Airbnbs, boating, kayaking, flying kites, whatever it is, and you ask questions. What's your favorite locally owned restaurant? What's your favorite store to buy clothes at? Where do you get your kids' sports equipment from? What cars have you loved to drive for families? And just random questions. And over a course of a couple months, you'll get 5, 6, 7, 8 answers of your ideal clients. Your CAs at the front end up watching who writes the answers on the board. You learn what they wear, where they shop, where they go. Then you dictate marketing around that. You really need to understand your client. So when we say ideal client, we typically pick our favorite clients. And we're like, I love working with Michelle. She's my greatest client of all time. She always pays. She never asks for a discount. She refers a lot of people. She raves about us. She's all over social media. She always tags us. She does all the things that you like for a business owner to do. And we think that's our ideal client. Then we don't know much about Michelle. We don't know where her favorite place to drink coffee is. We don't know where she shops. We don't know what her favorite sports are to play. We don't know what her kids do. If we want to attract more Michelles to our business, we really need to know as much as possible about them. So the whiteboard trick is a fantastic thing to do in your business, is put up a whiteboard in the waiting area or the lobby, wherever you work, and just ask a new question in the middle. Have your team all answer, have 3 or 4 answers on there already. So it looks like it's already been broken in. And then you'll see other people put answers on there. What's your favorite restaurant? What's your favorite local restaurant? You'll get Chick-fil-A on there. We're like, well, that's not local. But then the other restaurants are there. And then there's a couple you never even heard of, and they're tucked away down in your neighborhood, but you never take that road and you didn't even know it was there. It was a 4-star restaurant and they do authentic Peruvian or something like that. And you're like, what the shnikes? This is awesome. And then you learn something about those patients, and you're just keeping an eye on your ideal clients. And that's really it. Those are the answers that you're going forward with. And you keep that. So little things. We just know in our neighborhood where we're at, our ideal client likes Target over Walmart. We're right between both of them. Like both stores are right across the street from us. And we know that they prefer Target. So when we do a survey email that we send out, we're like, hey, tell us how we're doing. Win $100 Target gift card. One lucky person for answering. I've tried it when we say, here's a survey. We get like 9 responses. Win a $100 Starbucks gift card, a chance to win. If you answer our quick survey in an email, we'll get 53 responses. Pretty cool, right? So that's how you do it. You say, well, it's going to cost me $100 to get survey answers. Yeah, but 53 responses from my engaged clients that open up my email is totally worth it. It's going to teach me something. As long as the questions in the survey are are going to help you optimize or improve something in your business, absolutely totally worth it. So we're always asking, how do you like, is the office clean, or how are our hours? What hours do you want to see more of? What's the ideal time for you to come? How's the parking? Little things that you may not have full grasps on, they can answer those questions. So the whiteboard trick, try that. It's absolutely fantastic, and go from there. Okay, so whiteboard. Any questions? I got to scroll between YouTube and Facebook, but whatever, we figured it out, this new system. No questions through Facebook. Okay, we'll keep going. That's 1. So the whiteboard trick. Number 2 is constant posting. Constant posting. We do another thing, direct mail marketing. This can be amazing. Typically, when we think of mail marketing, we think about blasting neighborhoods with thousands of dollars, with thousands of postcards, and that can be daunting and expensive, but that may not be the best way to do it. What about with all the addresses that you have in your system? Again, targeting your ideal clients, mailing them things. I love our Gift of Health program that we do. So when a new patient comes in, we have Gift of Health cards that are printed on, card stock. It gives them half off an exam. If they refer anyone, they can give that to them. They can bring that in. Typically, we ask who this was from. We write it on there. We send them a thank you. There's a whole system to this, and we mail that out to our new patients within the first week or 2 that they're at our practice. They will get this. It doesn't matter if it's on day 2, 3, 4, whatever. They will get this in the mail within their first 2 weeks of care at our office. And in there's 2 gift of health, a Starbucks gift card, and in the welcome letter to our office, it says, healing takes time. You guys can ask for this. You just email me and say, hey, give me that Starbucks letter. I'll send it out to you. This is something I learned from David Jackson a long time ago, like 2009, like a really long time ago. And it's a fantastic, we've tuned it up and made it our own, but we send it out. It's absolutely great. We get 75 to 100 of those back per year, like physical copies back, which is amazing. Who knows the amount of people that come in as well and say, hey, do you do that half off thing for family? We're like, yeah, of course we do. We offer it to them. It's just constant referral marketing. And instead of blasting neighborhoods, you're just sending that out to your new patients. So if you get 5 new patients a week, that's five envelopes you got to send out. Not a big deal with a piece of, with a stamp on there and a $5 gift card. So here's a $6 marketing endeavor that you do times the 5 people, $30 a week, better than any Facebook ad or any Google ad or any advertising that you can possibly do. Because when they get that in the mail, it's got a 99% open rate. It's fantastic. It's absolutely fantastic. So that's number 2. And then I think these are things everyone needs to do. That's why I'm talking about this stuff. I'm just waiting for questions to come in, and then we can zone in on your exact questions that you have, and we can go from there. Make sense? No, not much point of a YouTube live if there is no questions. I do Marketing 101 podcast. I do Living a Full Life podcast. I do Adjusting Success. I don't need to do this. I don't need to do any more of this. I'm here for you live. If you have questions, you can put it on here, and that's what we're going to go through there. So there's that, the whiteboard tactic, the gift of health. What else? I'm going to wait for questions. It's Monday night. I'm going to wait for questions. So what do you guys got? What are you guys working on right now? It's always Google, Facebook, Google, Facebook. There's so many other things for marketing that you're just leaving on the table that we just don't do. Why do you need 50 new patients a month every single month just to run a healthy business? It's a crazy wheel, isn't it? What do you guys have? I'm here for you. I'm going to stick around. Any questions that you have about marketing whatsoever, let's go. If you can join us at the Get Book Solid workshop, first one that we're hosting, based on the principles of Michael Port's best-selling book, Book Yourself Solid. I highly recommend. Do you market your free workshops? Great question. There are multiple ways to market your free workshops, and you absolutely should market them. I'm the worst host ever. I can't stop yawning. I'm not breathing right. Yes, you have to market them. So the best way is posting it as a post to your Facebook and Instagram. From that post, you create an event. The new algorithms on Facebook is when you put in how. Yes, good. How do you market them? Post to your Facebook account, create an event, tag that event to a third-party app like Meetup or Eventbrite. From there, you're going to use, or you don't even have to, you can just sell tickets from your event on Facebook. So once you create that, it's going to say, would you like to? And then it'll give you a URL where you can then market that URL on your Facebook ads. So what you do is then you go to your ads manager, create a campaign, and then you want to do a traffic campaign for this. This is where you want to get as many people as you possibly can. So depending on your workshop, depending on the topic on it, then knowing your ideal client and who you want to show up to that, you're going to target that age and that demographic in that traffic ad. So you go to your Facebook manager, new campaign, traffic ad, then it's going to say, would you like to pick a post, an event from your Facebook page? And you're going to pick event. And because this is the newest event, it's going to be up at the top. You're going to pick that one, the new event that you're doing June 26th at the office. So you pick that, and now you just have to create the ad copy for that. So when people click on it, it will bring them to the Facebook event, which is nice. If you use a third party, it will bring them to Eventbrite or Meetup, where The reason you would use a third party is just to CRM your tickets sold. So we always use Eventbrite. Facebook does a good job too. It'll keep everything there. I just find it easier to use Eventbrite because I can get the emails, phone numbers, and just download them a lot quicker. Facebook puts them into the dashboard, whatever. That's just the way it is. 2 weeks out or longer, minimum. I don't, less than 2 weeks. I don't even know if you're going to get much out of your dollars for this, but you want to be starting to market 4 weeks out. 4 weeks out, so that once you get this post going and you're doing about 3 weeks of marketing, you're off to the races. Depends what you're targeting. Depends who you're targeting and what you're targeting. And then that's how much it is. So I like to use the neurodevelopmental workshop that we do. That's a tough one. That's trying to get specific niche of, parents with kids with neurodiverse issues to come to a talk. So it's going to cost a lot more. You're narrowing down your population. You're going to have a larger radius to get people to come to this. And then it works well, but we got to put about $1,200 for that down to do that. I'm just telling you, in a city, and I know where you're at, Doc, out in South Carolina, you're going to have to put about $1,000 down to the workshop in something like that. If you're doing like a stress workshop, you're going to get a lot less. This is just where ad copy goes a long way. In the first sentence of your advertisement, it's the hook. What's the hook there? The hook's going to be what they get by coming to your workshop. That's the first line. On June 20th, not even June 26th. Sick and tired of being sick and tired? Question mark. Come to this workshop and learn how to eliminate fatigue and stress through natural through natural courses, through functional medicine, through our 4-step system that we've created in the neighborhood for, whatever it is. The hook is the key at the very beginning. So when people are scrolling, they're like, oh, that's me. I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired. Oh, you got a 4-step program? Let me learn more. And they click on it or they read the rest of the ad copy. That's the trick to workshops. Sounds easy, but you got to test it. And there is better ad copy than others. You got to do them to learn. So your first one that you're going to do, 3 weeks out, I would set an ad budget for $500 just to test it and just know your ROI and know your cost acquisition. So if someone comes to your workshop, what's your close rate? And if you've never done workshops before, you're going to have to do them to learn this stuff. And then you'll know what it costs and what you're willing to spend per seat to get someone in there. So if your goal is to get 20 people in there, and you know that your case value average is, if someone signs a plan and gets started to work with you, they're going to spend about $2,000, then you can reverse engineer this. You can be like, okay, I'm going to spend $500 on ads. I'm going to put this out 3 weeks in advance. I'm going to try and get so many people to it. In order for me to get 500 plus my time, 1,000 to break even, I need to sign up 1 new patient. That's a great ad. For me, with the neuro developmental one, when we do the ads and by the time we get into it, we need to close 2 to break even. Anything more than that is a win. That's how we do that. So great for us because we'll get 30, 40 people signed up to come to, we'll get 60, 70, 80 people to register for the event. 30 or 40 will show up. It's about 40% turnout. Those that will come, then we have a close rate of about 40%. It's been going down. The close rate's been going down. I don't know why. I think it's 2 things with us. One, we're not wavering from our fee anymore, the discounts and lowering the fee. We just don't. We are what we are. There's no discounts anymore. We're just tired. I'm getting old. I'm tired of the discounts. So you're either going to pay me or you're not. And that's changed it. When I first started a long time ago, it was like, come on in, get your first exam for $99. And then if you start a care plan, we'll give you, 30% off the care plan. I think it's because we just tightened that we just have a lower close rate. We used to be about 60%, but I'm happy with the 40% getting paid 100%. So that's us. So we got 30 people to show up, 12 sign up for care, 10 solid. It's $20,000 from a $2,000 investment. Totally worth doing these and not burning that system out, not having one egg either, trying to cycle through a bunch of different things. And those are free. We don't charge for the ticket. I hope I answered all your questions. Give yourself time, otherwise it's stressful. It's a 5K run. Don't have to put much money into that. Traffic ad, $5 a day until the event's there. If you did it 30 days out, you spent $150 to try and get a bunch of people to your event. That's not a big deal. You think free works best for some kind of ticket, $5 or $10? Free works best because you get more leads, and those leads, especially with workshops. So you put out a workshop about a specific thing, whatever the thing is. Let's just pick something. Thyroid, Hashimoto's, whatever it is. You're going to do a talk on Hashimoto's, very specific. I'm doing this on purpose. And you do free. It's a free workshop. You're going to get more leads. Now, something that specific, all the leads that sign up for this are going to be interested in Hashimoto's, whether they show up to your event or not. And what that's going to do is it's going to give you 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 90 leads of phone number, email, whatever you do on your landing form, of people that are interested in thyroid. What did I say? Thyroiditis, Hashimoto's. Make sense? Now you put that into your CRM and tag them as the workshop or Hashimoto's workshop. You put that in there, and now you're sending them emails all about, guess what? How you help with thyroid conditions. Whether they show up to your event or not, you now got a list, and you build that list. And you're not just going to do this workshop once. You're going to do this maybe twice a year, 3 times a year for that one condition. And then you're going to do a second one or a second topic 2, 3 times a year. And then there's your 6 workshops a year. Maybe you do this every month. Maybe you got three topics that you go through all year long. That makes sense? So charging the $5 or $10, the one time we do charge is when we do our event, Facebook event, Ladies Night Out. That's the one we charge. And we've actually created that Book Yourself Solid Michael Port thing about the red velvet rope. Having the free people, join, having a fee, the $10 ticket, and having the $50 ticket. People are like, well, what's the $50 ticket? And so what we just started this last year, it worked really well. The free ticket to the event is show up at 8 o'clock. We'll have wine, cheese, and the vendors for you. They'll all be ready for you. Come on around, mix and mingle, and get whatever's done. The $20 one was come at 7 p.m. Get to come early, try the special champagne we're going to have at that time, and have access to putting your name on the list for a mini massage, which will fill up by the time 9 o'clock comes around. It's gonna fill up. Something, I'm just giving you an example. And the $50 one was like, get all of the above, come early, and get access to our red light and VIP package and special gift. And the vendors put together the gift to give it away. So that's just an example of that. Tiering it, and where you sell those tickets online. So you have the free, the 10, the 50, and it's got to be big. It's got to be like $5, $10, $1,000. And they're like, well, what the hell's $1,000? If you ever go to a fancy restaurant, they got all the bottles of wine on there, right? $9 per glass, $16 per glass, $21 per glass, and then they got the one wine. Like, would you like to buy the bottle? It's $5,500. You're like, what is that? 4 digits? And no one ever buys it. But the one time that they do, they made $5,500. Make sense? So it's just a tactic to that. But if you're going to do tickets, it would be something interactive like that. Like I know once we did a succulent thing, like learn how to make your own succulents. Yes, that was a one-time thing. Never did it again. We had tickets to that because we had to pay the lady that came in to do them, and there was stuff, there was plants involved and pots, so it wasn't a free thing. But so it depends what you're doing. But a workshop, I'm going to tell you, you're just going to limit the amount of signups if there's even a $5 fee to it. They're going to wonder why. Well, what's the $5 for? Make sense? Great question. Workshops. Those are great. Guys, how many of you do workshops? How many of you are doing workshops right now, or some type of seminar or something where you bring people into the office? You need to be doing that. We talked at the very beginning of the video, the whiteboard tactic, asking the questions to streamline your ideal client. Number 2, I forget, but we said something for number 2. And number 3, is we're just talking about events in your office. Always have something to invite people to in your office. Always have something on rotation to invite people to your office. Those are the three staples of continuous internal free marketing that you should be doing to engage your community and be the staple. And that's how you're always on the top of the conversation boards and always being talked about in the groups, is by being top of mind. That's how this stuff goes. And as the years goes by, it will just snowball, 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 snowball. There's two ways to dominating your community: being there for 40 years. That's just a stand one way to win. Or if you're newer in your community, as a younger business, being loud. And being loud doesn't have to be expensive. You don't have to buy billboards and do all this stuff. It's just being consistent. Consistent. So always have something to invite people to. Could be the dads and cookies second Friday of every month, or donuts and coffee for dads on the first Thursday of every month, whatever it is. But it's continuous. So the first one, no one shows up. You bought donuts. You're like, well, this was stupid. The second month, a dad shows up. You end up talking to the same guy for 20 minutes. You're like, well, that was weird. And then the next month, two dads are there. And then the next month you got 4. And then the next month you got 2. And the next month you got 14. That's how it goes. That's how it goes. Because eventually they're like, oh, this is a thing. I'm not the first person to show up to this. It is a thing. That's it. Just create the thing. But by knowing your ideal client, and if nobody puts donuts as their favorite food, why would you do dads and donuts? Right? The dads and donuts things come from chiropractors that are beside like the town's best bakery, like, and they cooperated with them. And then they have, hey, we got Danny's Donuts, which is the best in town, and they bring those in once a month. Then you got it. Then you got the attention. Makes sense? Great questions. Workshops. Do the workshops. Great, guys. And then get in the room to learn more. I mean, the community stuff was on fire from 2020. It's dying off. I think everyone's fragmented back into their homes and into their lives because the cost of living's through the roof, inflation, whatever you want to say. So community is kind of being pulled apart, which makes the demand for it even bigger. It's just harder to get people to create community, to engage in the community. Don't give up on that. You're going to have to work a little bit harder. Doesn't mean more money or doing more. It just means being louder, mentioning it more in the office, putting flyers up, like putting posters up in the office and leaving them there and just talking about it every day. Just like how you talk about, the healing versus, symptom versus healing graph that you have in 2 of your adjusting rooms that you always point to, once a month to do a day 2. You put up the flyers and you just repeat. Hey, we do this at our office. Hey, we do this at our office. Hey, we do this at our office. And the goal should never be 1,000 people showing up to your office. It should be your ideal clients showing up to your office. So our associate does mother meetup or mommy meetups once a month. That's her always have something to invite people to. She's now teamed up with a lactation consultant that does mouth assessments for infants, and they team up. And their social media posts are both of them doing it, the chiro and the lactation consultant doing assessments on babies, because a few moms showed up with their newborns. It's tough. It's tough to get 1,000 moms with 1,000 newborn babies to show up to your event. That's never going to happen. It's always going to be a recent mom that just had a baby. Having a baby is a life event. It's not something that you do every other Friday. So to try and get that type of a niche of pregnancy, that one's a tough one. Pediatrics, a little bit broader. Everyone who has a spine, pretty big to market to. I think that's what every chiropractor tries to do, is trying to get every human with a spine to come to their office, right? So it all depends what's going on. Your case value average per client goes up the more specific you are. So if you're going for every human with a spine, well, you're probably going to do $23 adjustments at the joint. It's fine. That's why they work. That's why they're there. It's an introductory level to chiropractic. Glad they're there. But as soon as you specialize in anything, you move up that ladder, your groups are going to be tighter. So it's okay. Three people to show up to your event is a win when you have an ideal client, a target, a unique selling proposition to an ideal client, right? I sell Ferraris. I put out a Facebook ad and 3 people show up to my coffee and Ferraris. That's amazing. That's amazing. All I need is one of them today to buy a Ferrari. Makes sense? So that's 3. If I'm selling Hyundais, I'm going to need 30 or 50 people to show up to hopefully sell one Hyundai. Make sense? That's just how this all goes. Not knocking Hyundais and Ferraris. It's just 2 different things. Cool. Great one. Good. See, it turns into something when you ask questions. Awesome. I stop yawning and it's all great. July, two great events. Get in the room for these things. Canada for the Northwest. I'm creating one up in Banff National Park. Amazing. July 11th and 12th. All the links are out there. Sign up for that one. If you're up in the Pacific Northwest, do that. Be there. Brian Galkey, David Fletcher. I got them all to come speak. Sean Dill. We're all talking about growth, scaling. Ed Osborne, who's up there. That one's a great one. The following week, the very next week in the Southeast, we're doing one in Nashville, Abundance and Overflow. So again, money mindset, how to grow and scale by all the stuff we talk about. So you can sit back and learn the free stuff. It's cool. It's free. Or you can dive into the room and spend 48 hours with people and ask specific questions and be like, Enrico, here, sit down, grab a beer, buddy. How did you get from 500K to $1 million in 12 months? Like, what do you do to do that? Tell me the fast way. And of course, there is no fast way, but that's so much easier to sit down and be in the room and ask the specific questions, or like this on that, to do that. So that's why we do these events. That's why I'm getting into the event thing. It's a pain in the butt, probably going to lose money on it, whatever, who cares? But it gets people in the room. And then even for me, I'm going to be there, even though I'm one of the speakers. I get all of those people. I get to sit down, have dinner with them. I get to ask them questions. I am going to grow the Monday when I come back. Like, our business is going to go just because of that. So it can for you too. So get in the room, find the events. I find there's fewer events. There's the Spiz stuff is coming back in our profession, but there's fewer events to like go to. It's either practice building, like the Remarkable Practice, Epic, those types of things, Maximize Living. But there's all the little ones are all gone. So these are the big ones who are bringing in some pretty cool people to talk. So it's always great. I always learn stuff from that. So if you're in the Southeast, Nashville, if you're in the Northwest, Calgary, all the information's out there. Hope to see you there. That'd be great to see some of you guys there. If not, have a great week. I'm back. Sorry I missed last week. It was Wi-Fi issues. It wasn't connected. And honestly, I was on a 9-hour flight back from Greece. Bunch of excuses. I missed. I'm sorry. We'll be here every Monday for the rest of the year. Take care. Good night, everyone.